Got this.
Yeah!
I'll see you. Good luck. Yeah, me too. I know I love it, but
I've got this song playing, the same song playing in my earphones right now.
Really? Yeah. There we go.
Nice. Does that thing just record video the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I recorded Charles, the Who's Filling Who 2-miler.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the first 5K that I film.
Nice.
It's gonna be great.
Does it do like stabilization and stuff like that? Or
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
sweet. What brand is it?
It's Insta360 Go Ultra. 4K, 60 frames per second, high stabilization. It's nice.
I'm always tempted, but then it's like, you know, because I want to record all my races, but then also it's like, who would watch them?
I know, right?
I would watch them. But
I would watch them.
I want to collect them, but it's like I don't need something more to collect.
True.
A lot of people probably at Newport today.
Oh yeah.
Runners and walkers about 1 minute to start. 1 minute.
1 minute to start. This is the Niantic Boardwalk 5K. Here we go. Recovery.
How long does it say you have to recover for? How many days?
I don't know, right? It just says a recovery run for me.
I turned off all that coaching stuff on mine.
I should.
It's never anything helpful. All right, good luck, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we're gonna get it. My heart is already at 170. I can feel it because there it is. You know, most people would cut the video and make it shorter because that's how most YouTube videos are, so that it's not as long. But with me, I want to give you the true experience of what I went through during each race that I do. Now, this race was the first 5K that I have filmed with my Insta360 Go Ultra. Now, it was a pretty fun race. I was looking forward to this because I just wanted to film it and show you guys what it's like to race through my own POV. Now, this went through the beautiful village of Niantic in East Lyme, Connecticut, and it goes right along the water. Now, I'm a homebody. I've been living in Niantic for the last 30 years, so I can't say enough good things about this tiny town. It has everything that you ever need: beaches, bars, restaurants, shopping centers, like everything. And it has the boardwalk that overlooks the water, overlooks Long Island, and you can't get any better than that. But into the race. This is the Niantic Boardwalk 5K. It's part of a couple of races that happened in Niantic. there's a few. The Niantic Boardwalk 5K, the Jingle Bell 5K that happens in December, where everybody pretty much dresses up as Santa Claus and runs an out and back course. Then you have the Niantic Bay 10K Charlie's Run, which is also a lollipop out and back. You have the Niantic Bay Triathlon, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, nope. You got the HMF Niantic, which is also a lollipop out and back, which is fun as well because you get to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and dress up and just have a whole bunch of fun. But this is the Niantic Boardwalk 5K, and it's a very flat, very fast race. And I am running with my Mohegan Striders shirt on. There's a couple of Mohegan Striders here. As you know, this channel is brought to you by my runs and the team that I run with, which is one of the multiple teams in Connecticut that competes in the USATF Connecticut Circuit Race Grand Prix. And we are currently at almost a half a mile, and I am pushing my daughter. As you can see, her head bouncing up and down on the bottom of the screen. It never gets easier. The first video that you saw me running in was Charles' Who's Foolin' Who 2-mile road race, and that was up in Windham, Connecticut, which is about 40 minutes away from here. Now that was very, wouldn't say very hilly, but it was more hillier than I would like. This is one of the races that I would say is in my top 5 races ever. Now, I would think that most people would agree with me because obviously 1, it's Niantic, 2, it's flat, 3, the man, the myth, the legend, Way Heading is timing this race, so you know it's always going to be a fun time when scenario timing comes in professionally timed races, because it's always a blast. Now we're going up the first hill here before we get downhill, and right here you can see my daughter wave at random people right there. Now she doesn't know people, but she loves to be social. She loves to interact with people and everything like that. If you saw in the beginning how she high-fived my good friend Linda, who, by the way, won the race in a 2010. Very flat, very fast pace, blazing fast. First woman overall. Congratulations to Linda. And right now we are finally getting to the part where it's downhill and flat from here. I was so thankful when we hit this part, because I was definitely not happy with running and breathing and pretty much existing at this point, because I was spent. I was doing my best to go around a 7-minute pace. As you can see, it's not really working. But I did finish this overall in a 7:15 per mile pace, which I'm pretty sure is a 5K PR for me when pushing the stroller. Not a 5K PR overall, because I did my PR 5K as a 19:11. But when pushing a 30-pound tiny human and then a 15-pound stroller, it takes a little bit off your time. So I did really well. Better than I expected, because living in Niantic, you would expect to do almost all the races that happen in Niantic, right? The last time I did this race was in 2018, and that was 8 years ago. And this is my second time ever running this race. So whether or not, because I did it 8 years ago, I decided, you know what? It's time to do it again. So that's why we're here. Now we're on to Main Street, And as you can see, we are going into the heart of Niantic. And at this point, you can hear my daughter. You can't hear her, but she is screaming at me saying, "Dad, the Children's Museum, let's go there, let's go there." And of course, me being me, I did take her there. A great place for kids. If you're watching this and you have kids, go there. It is a great time, a very interactive playground, suitable for all ages. And right now, we are making our way. We're making our way past Hole in the Wall, which is where the finish is. So I want to say it sucks, but it's annoying because you have to go way past the turn where the finish line is, and then come straight back to it. Knowing that right where I turned right there, that's where the finish line was, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do another 2 miles just till I hit the finish line." But nonetheless, we kept going at this point, and it was no quitting from here. I was trying to keep up with these 4 guys that were right next to me, and I was just doing my absolute best. I'm going to mute I'm going to take off the mic just so that you can hear how my breathing is, and you'll see how hard I was working. Yes, I probably need to work on my breathing technique. I need to work on how I go about doing it, because if I get my breathing under control, I'd probably run a little bit faster. But it works, and we'll get ready for this. I absolutely have no words to what you just heard. I sound like a donkey having a fucking stroke. Like, that's how hard that I breathe. I don't get it, but I'm still going at a 7-minute pace. Now, as you can see, my teammate Cody running right by me, telling me that I'm doing a great job pushing the stroller. It's one of the guys that I try to keep up with every single race that I race. Every single race that I do with him, because he's one of the ones that I really want to keep up in someday. Get as fast as him and pass him. That's my mission. But nonetheless, one of my other teammates are scattered around doing this race. But right now, we are on the back half of Main Street in downtown Niantic. Now, if that right there with all the people, that's Sift Bake Shop. If you don't know what Sift Bake Shop is, shout out to them. They have amazing coffees and amazing pastries. Go there almost all the time on the weekends to get food, to get my energy, and to start the day. But here we are at mile 1.5, and going down the hill. Not really much of a hill, but at least it was flat and on a downhill type area. Because at this point, if there was any more uphills, I probably would have walked, because that's how dead I was feeling. Now, that's my street right there that I live on, right next to Dad's restaurant. And I've been here all my life, 30 years. Now, I can't even imagine somebody living here for 30 years and only done this race twice. Twice in the 30 years that we've been living here. I did this in 2018. got violently sick at the end. Don't know why. Vision went all blurry, collapsed on the ground. And now here I am, 8 years later, running with my 3.5-year-old daughter in a stroller. But this time, we did not die. We did not get sick at the end. We're much, much stronger than what we once were. And we're probably about 50 pounds heavier. So there's that going on for me, too. But we are almost turning into Cine Memorial Park. We're going to take a left, and then it is a downhill underneath the train bridge. And then once we get there, you will see when the world opens up into Niantic Bay. And that is where most of these races got their names from, because it overlooks the Atlantic Ocean and Long Island Sound, where I usually take the boat out to go fishing out on the race, catch some stripers, deep sea fishing, shit fish, bluefish, because nobody likes them slimy ass fish. But we're currently cruising, well, we were at an 8-minute pace, but somehow we managed to get it back down close to, I believe my watch said a 7:20 or something like that, 7:18, because this right here is a little uphill, because right in the distance is the bridge that connects Niantic to Waterford, and we go underneath it. Shout out to all of the East Line police. You do great things in the community, as always. And thank you for keeping us safe and blocking traffic so that we could run this race peacefully and without any problems. Now we turn into Cine Memorial Park, and we are on the downhill portion to go underneath the bridge and underneath the railroad bridge to get to the last mile of the boardwalk. Now we currently hit mile 2, and it does say a 7:40 pace, but we did it in like a 7:20 because we were going downhill and we had the flat portion, so we kind of sped it up and maintained a good pace. But here we are, getting to the opening at the railroad bridge, and it's not, thankfully the path to it is not sandy, little sand on the concrete, and one tiny little uphill to get onto it, which thankfully, normally if there's a tiny hill within any course, that just kills all of the momentum. Any momentum that you have is just evaporated like there's no tomorrow. And thankfully, I didn't hit one of those poles. I was eyeing those. I knew those poles were coming for like a mile away, and I was trying to figure out how I would get into them, so I just decided to split them and hope for the best. Now there's the beautiful Niantic Bay, where I always take my daughter to dig holes and to dump water in them. Thankfully, there were not many people out today, but we did get a few cheers, few smiles, and a few congratulations on this boardwalk, because, you know, I was the first stroller to finish, and going as fast. If you saw my daughter, which the picture is going to be a thumbnail, just look at her face and she'll be like, "Dad, I just want to get to the playground," because that's where the award ceremony was, and that's where we were going. But we now have less than 1 mile to go, and I knew that I could not slow down because we were on a course PR pace. and I felt like I was about to get a stroller PR as well. Everybody was respectful on this course. Everybody moved out of the way. There was nobody that got angry like the past, because, you know, there are those certain people that are like, why is this even happening, when they have had weeks and weeks of notice. Signs up everywhere, Facebook notifications, and thankfully none of that happened. But as we get to the 2.5 mile mark, I would like to take another break in my terrible commentary, which, by the way, I thank you guys for bearing the wrath that you guys are probably feeling and listening to me speak. And we're going to pause my talking and listen to me dying so that you guys can get a good laugh in. There you have it. Now, we're this far into the race, and I was dead focused, because at this point, I could see the end of the race. And running on concrete is not fun. I'd rather run on asphalt, because it's softer for my legs and it doesn't hurt as bad. But we're in it. We're doing it. We're cruising. Passing these benches that are dedicated to people that have passed away, or dedicated to people that want to shout out their loved ones. There's also plaques on the railings on the left side as well, dedicating to even more people, which I believe is absolutely beautiful. But we are about doing a 7:10 per mile, and we are just a little over a quarter mile away from the finish. And pretty soon you're about to see two people run by me. I heard them coming up on my left side. I thought I was alone doing good, but here goes more people passing me, because I cannot seem to keep a steady pace. Yep, right on cue. She passed me, and then a guy right next to her passed me as well. And they gave me the inspiration to keep going faster, and to finish strong. And that's what I did. I tried to keep up with them. And at the very end, I think I saw on my watch that we were doing like at least a 6:20, maybe even faster than that. Because at the end, you always wanna seem like you do good. You're faster than what you are. If you're going at a 7-minute pace, you're gonna end up going like a sub-6. Now, if you're going at an 8-minute pace, you could easily go a sub-6 as well, because you want to finish fast and strong. And and of course, you don't want to look like a wet mop when that finish line photo is being taken of you. You actually want to look pretty well. So here on out, I'm going to mute myself, and we're going to listen to the race for the rest of the way. And right before the finish line, you can see my good friend Way Heading, who is timing this race with his company, Scenario Timing. And shout out to him for putting on an amazing race. Shout out to him for timing an amazing race. Shout out to eSlime, the eSlime and Niantic community, putting on this amazing race as well. And shout out to all the volunteers that make it happen. So thank you very much, and we will see you in the next video. And my commentating will get better. I swear. I promise. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.
93.
That's wildly fast for a stroller.
I tried. I tried.
Amazing. This little girl.
She's a trooper. I tried out there, brother. I tried. You push me. That was a Niantic Bay Boardwalk 5K. How'd you do? How was it? It was good? Give me a kiss. Mwah.